Hi and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lape. For some people, being alone is something to be feared. Even when they're in a relationship, they avoid being alone. They either make sure they're constantly around their partner, or if their partner is unavailable, they quickly look for somebody else to be around. Sometimes this fear of being alone is what makes people stay in relationships that are clearly detrimental, or makes them go from relationship to relationship without giving themselves time to assess whether the next person they're about to go into a relationship with is better than the last person they were in a relationship with. Eventually, some of these people become self-aware enough to realize that avoiding being alone is not doing them any good, and it's for them that I'm making this video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about how to get over your fear of being alone. I think it is important for me to make it clear that it's possible to be alone yet not lonely. Just like it's possible to be in a relationship and be the loneliest you have ever been in your life. The very first thing you need to do if you're trying to get over your fear of being alone is to look the monster in the eye. Look at life alone and imagine what it feels like. What is the worst that could happen? What is the worst way it could manifest itself? Is it the possibility of no one ever calling or visiting you? The fear of dying alone? Or something else entirely? Whatever it is that particularly frightens you about being alone, look it in the eye, fully, feel comfortable with it, and know that in all probability, it won't happen. All these things, all these thoughts, they're just possibilities, not things that we know that will definitely happen. Now, imagine the more positive things that could happen if you're alone. You could live alone, but find that you are less stressed because there's nobody else that you have to look after or try to please. It may mean having more money since there will be fewer people dependent on your income. It could mean a life in which you have more say over what you do with your time. No more having to go to events that you know you will hate, and no more arguing about what to watch on TV. Once again, you'll need to draw on your imagination. And when doing this exercise, make sure you put in as much passion and as much energy as you did when you were thinking up all the things that were negative about being alone. The human mind apparently finds it easier to think up negative things than it does positive things. So you may need to work a little harder to come up with the good things or the positive side of being alone. There are good things about being alone though, so take your time to come up with the ones that appeal to you. Doing the little exercise I just described should calm you down a little bit, so we can move on to other ideas that can help you get over your fear of being alone. To get over your fear of being alone, start by trying to feel comfortable being by yourself. Take little steps. For example, don't plan to hang out with people every single day after work just because you want to avoid being alone. Start with one day a week. One day during the week, forgo the normal hanging out with people after work and do something by yourself. Perhaps buy yourself a few groceries and make yourself a quick dinner. Or if you can't be bothered to cook, perhaps stop somewhere and buy something to eat, or even stay there and eat alone, or go to the cinema alone, or even just go straight home and potter around your house, trying to get yourself comfortable being alone in your own space. Another thing you can do to get over your fear of being alone is to build out other areas of your life, such as your career or your health. If you love your job, consider taking a course that will increase your knowledge of your industry. If you're not so keen on your job, consider taking a course as well, but this time in a different industry, perhaps one you are looking to get into, one you think you may like and may possibly move into in the future. Or consider monetizing a hobby of yours. You never know, it could turn into a financially fulfilling career. Or just take up a hobby for its own enjoyment. Sometimes monetizing a hobby makes one detest that hobby in the end. It can create yet another job that you hate. So perhaps just start and continue a hobby because you enjoy it, not because you want to make money out of it. Or if it's your health you like to focus on, consider joining a gym or learning how to cook food that's better for your body. Look for simple little ways in which you can improve your health. Another one of the things that can help you get over your fear of being alone is to do things that made you happy in the past. If that was reading romance novels, do that. If it was fixing old cars, start doing that again. You could find that your love for those things never died, they were just buried. And now that you've revived them, the joy they once brought you is back in full force. Yet another idea on how to get over your fear of being alone is to do things that you suspect will make you happy. New things. For example, if you've always wanted to try martial arts and suspected that you like it, this could be the time to try it out. Or you could try writing that book that you've always thought you had in you. Or you could volunteer to teach a course on a subject that you love. You'll never know until you try, so go ahead and attempt some of those things you've been wanting to try for so long. It could give you a whole new lease on life. The interesting thing about getting over your fear of being alone is that the more you get comfortable with yourself, or even become happy being alone, the more likely it is that somebody will come along and want to be part of your life. It is something that almost always happens. There is no one as attractive as someone who is happy with their life. And that's what draws new people to you. Whether you choose to let them in and go into a relationship with them will be up to you. But remember that no matter what they promise you, you will always be okay on your own. After doing the things that I've talked about in this video, you would have proven that to yourself. If you'd like to learn how to reduce your IBS symptoms, get my 7-day meal plan for people with IBS. I've had IBS for some time now myself and saw doctors and nutritionists with very little relief for my symptoms. Losing hope, I did a ton of research, and through trial and error, I came up with the meals that I put in this 7-day meal plan for people with IBS. What makes this meal plan different from others is that it contains Nigerian food. As a Nigerian living in Nigeria, I simply could not find that information anywhere. I don't want you to go through the sadness and the stress that I went through. So if you want a life less troubled by IBS, get my 7-day meal plan for people with IBS right now by going to www.bit.ly.com/welcome from Lape. To get personalized help from me, book a coaching session with me. Check out my different coaching options and their prices by going to www.bit.ly.com/Lape Love Coach. For more love and relationship content that you won't find here, listen to my podcast. Subscribe and listen to my podcast for free by going to www.bit.ly.com/Lape's podcast. If you want regular tips from me on how to be happy while you're single and how to navigate the world of relationships, then follow me on Instagram. I've written a lot of ebooks for the single man and woman over the age of 30. These books are about love and relationships. If you want to get any of them, just go to www.bit.ly.com/Lape's books. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up below, share it with your friends, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe button you'll see down below, or by clicking on my picture that you see on the screen. After you subscribe, remember to click on the bell that you'll see there so that you'll be notified as soon as a new video of mine comes up. I wish you love and strength.